Okay, so here it is, guys. Realize I've been gone for a while, but that aside, life has just been crazy this year, so you know how it goes. Anyways, I've noticed going back to the Facebook groups and seeing what people are doing. Noted that there's an issue right now. There's a lot of people that are wanting to get the 380 revolver, and they're having issues because they're not available right now, at least not from Holmes Hovey, and because they're trying to redo the motor to where it'll fit some other criteria now and just make it stronger, I guess, with a thicker shaft and all that. But in doing that redesign, it's taking them a little while to come out with it. So realize there's a need for another motor because there's some people that are selling those revolvers for a ridiculous price. I mean, 80, 100, $125. And, that really doesn't help the hobby. I mean, I understand where they're coming from. It's a hard to come by item. And, if people are willing to pay, I'm not going to knock them for selling it for that price, of course. But there's a lot of you guys that want a motor that's going to be able to do what that motor does, on this scale. So I decided to come up with another motor that's going to be actually better than the Revolver. Even though it's not designed specifically for crawling, it will get the job done and it will get it better because of the KV rating on it. Now, this motor is about the same size as the Revolver, about the same weight. It's got about maybe 3 or 4 grams heavier. And that's mainly going to be because of this little, nipple sticking out here, and the shaft being thicker. This is a 3mm shaft, whereas the Holmes is a 2mm shaft. So don't freak out, guys. Don't freak out yet. I'm going to show you some numbers that are going to say, you know what, it's not an issue. I can already see guys saying, you're not going to be able to find a pinion that's going to be low enough on the teeth count and blah, 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 blah. All right, bear with me. This motor is 1100 kV. The Holmes is 2600 kV. This motor is going to be a lot slower than what the Holmes is going to be able to go. This ESC is not meant for crawling. This is a Toro 1/18 scale 18 amp brushless ESC. It does not have the programmability of a Castle. You're not going to be able to get like the beautiful, startups on these Outrunner motors on it. But I went ahead and hooked it up because that's the one I had. So you guys that have the Castle know that you could tweak the ESC to control the Outrunners really well. I've seen some revolvers out there that are like super smooth. So it'll be the same case here. This motor, doing the math, kind of came up with these numbers. This is the Revolver, and this is this motor. This is a 1914. That's just a number for it. With the Hot Racing Mod 05 pitch spur and pinion, if that is going by 8 tooth, which is what it brings factory. I don't know that most people are running 8 tooth on it, but if you are running 8 tooth, which is the smallest you'll go with the Mod 05 on this pitch, you have a 4-to-1 ratio on the spur and pinion. With this KV motor, I have found 11 tooth pinions, but I found those after I ordered a 12 tooth. But so, that's the one that I have on it right now. So I'm just going to go by that number. But know that if you get the 11 tooth, it's going to be a better ratio. I think it's 2.9 something. But anyways, from here, it's going to be a 2.66 to 1. Again, what that means is the motor will spin 2.66 times, and then the spur will spin 1 time. With the Revolver, it'll spin 4 times, and then the spur will spin 1 time. Now you would think, oh, well, the Revolver has is gaining there because it spin more times, so it can reduce it and everything. Well, when it comes to RPMs per volt, which is what we go for, because we run them anywhere from 2 to 3S. So RPMs per volt, which is what your ESC controls, this is what you get with this ratio. So the motor, for every volt that you put in it, it's going to spin 650 RPMs. So after the gear reduction, so that means that that shaft that's holding the spur will spin 650 times per minute at, for every volt that you put in there. Multiply that by, the 2S battery, which fully charges 8.4, you got a pretty high number. Whereas with this one, you're only going to get about 413 and a half spins of that shaft that's holding the spur. So, that translates all the way down the transmission to, your worm gears, and then, out to your wheels. So this is already a winning ratio here with the lower KV motor. If you wanted to go, even more to the extreme, which is what I suggest people do, because again, you shouldn't be stripping these. If you're running the lossy aluminum spur and you get the brass pinions on it, you should be able to run the stock, size spur and 10 tooth mod 03 pitch pinion, and that'll give you a 5.4 to 1 ratio for that revolver, which brings you down to 481.5 RPMs of the shaft that's holding the spur. That is very close to what you get with this one running the Hot Racing Mod 05, although this one's still better than that one. When you do that with this guy, you're going to get a 204 RPM. Now, of course, you're going to say, well, you can't run the 10 tooth pinion on this one on a Mod 03. Actually, you can if you do what I did with the other outrunner motor, which is I took the shaft and I just turned it, kind of ground it down to 2 millimeters instead of the 3. And it's been working fine. It's pulling, ridiculous weights on that a little tractor build. So you can do that. So that is an option for those guys that want to go really, really extreme and actually put some time into actually building these to get what you want out of it. So in doing that, you're going to get a 204 RPM spin, which is extremely slow for that spur to be moving. So most guys out there, just think of it this way, that are running the 380 Revolver, they're getting about 650 RPMs at that spur. You have the possibility with this one, if you go to the extreme, to get 204 RPMs. That's way, way, way slower than what you get. That's less than a third of what you get with the Revolver. So this, at least in numbers, is a much better option. Obviously, the Revolver, they specifically make it to where you can use it for crawling. But again, there's not much that goes into building these motors. You have all the windings and everything. It's going to be pretty much the same thing. So there's really no reason why this shouldn't perform better. Even if you were to up those numbers a little bit, it takes a long way to be able to reach what the Revolver is doing. So to me, this will be a better option. Let me see if I can turn it on real quick here. Now, obviously, this doesn't have the weight on it right now, so you're going to see a lot more of the cogging of the motor because there's no resistance on it as I try to, spin it up. So let me see if I can get something going here. Oh, hold on. It would help if I put a battery. Alright, so make sure you put the right polarity. I burned too many ESCs doing this the wrong way. Alright, so now we have a battery. Again, I don't have a castle on me right now to be able to do this better. But, just kind of figured it's going to do way better with an actual ESC that can be programmed to control these motors better. So okay, so go ahead, you can see that white mark on the wheel right there. And that's how slow it's going with this Mod 05 spur. And like I said, this is unweighted. It's gonna be different once you put it on the ground, and you'll be able to get much better control because the vehicle is actually gonna put weight on it, so that motor will actually engage. And that's with the 12 tooth pinion, so you could also get the 11 tooth, and it's gonna, you know, decrease the speed as well. Once I get a chance, I'll put all this together and try to put it on the ground and make it run, but I kind of have a feeling that I might do it with the 03 spur, so that this is reverse. So I have a feeling I'll do it with the Mach 03 so that I can see how ridiculously low it'll go. And yeah, that's what that is. Let me see. These motors and pinions I got off of eBay. I'm not gonna put the link like right now. I'll put it a little bit later because I have to go somewhere. But I want to post a video so you guys can get kind of start looking for them and all that stuff if you want to try this out. That is the motor right there. It's an MM1914 dash 1100 kV. I actually have 2 more of them here that I ordered. Still don't know what I want to do with them. I don't know, thinking either giving them away to somebody that may be able to actually showcase what they're capable of, or I don't know, selling them with the plate, or I don't know, doing something. But I will be spinning the shaft because, like the other motor, this shaft has to be removed and placed the other way. I didn't do it with this one. With this one, I just pushed the shaft over and just put the pinion in there. But this is the 1408 motor, which to this day I believe is the best option for most people crawling with these 124s. It's got plenty of power. You're never gonna run out of power with this one for, you know, normal crawling. But I understand a lot of people just want to go with the ridiculous power. So, but anyways, most people, this is all you need. And this is an 1850 kV motor, which is even slower than the Revolver anyways. So yeah, I love this little motor. And you can run it with one of those cheap 10 amp ESCs as well if you don't have a Castle. But anyways, this one I should have taken it out and put it the other way, because that C-clip, it has a little mark for it on this side as well. So if you spin it the other way, it'll actually sit in the right position. So this one here, it has the C-clip here. So if you spin the shaft to the other side, the C-clip will be in here. But when you take this off and you look inside, the mark for the C-clip is there, because this shaft is meant to be used either way. So when you take the shaft out and you make it go the other way, you have the C-clip to hold the shaft right there. And then it'll be flush with this side, which is what I have here with this one. See? Can I see the C-clip here? I don't know that you can. Can you? Anyways, the C-clip is in there. I think you can see it. I don't know. But anyway, it's in there. So these shafts on these motors are, you know, removable and replaceable. Obviously, it's not easy. You have to press them out. But I'll do that with these motors. I'll turn them around and I'll press fit the pinion in there. And once I decide what I want to do with them, then, you know, we'll get something going with them. Like I said, probably I'll see if I get in contact with some of you guys. A couple of you guys that have been very supportive to, you know, what I do. And I don't know, maybe just throw these out there and see if you guys can test them out. You know, it'd be better if I can get somebody that has Castle ESC and actually knows how to crawl, because as you guys already know, I suck at crawling. I could build stuff, I could design stuff, but the actual crawling part, I'm horrible. I mostly build these so that my son can have fun with them. So you're not going to see a lot of skillful driving on my part. But I know there's a whole lot of guys out there that can and do really good with them. So if I can get somebody this set here, maybe with the mounting plate, I can get them to post some videos of this thing doing some major damage out there. And that would be kind of cool. Anyways, guys, thanks for spending these 15 minutes with me and, you know, hanging out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see.